Morning, boys and girls. How are you doing? Soon be half term, and I wonder if in your house you celebrate Halloween. It's going to be different this year, isn't it? Because we probably won't be able to go to any parties or anything, or go around the streets dressed up, probably. But never mind, I'm sure some of you will find some way of celebrating in your own house. Now, Halloween. Do you know the origin of that, the beginning of that word? Well, Halloween really comes from Hallows Eve, which is something that the church thinks about on the 31st of October, Hallows Eve, because it's the evening before All Hallows Day. Or sometimes it's called All Saints Day or All Souls Day. And hallow, actually, that comes from an old English word meaning holy. So 1st of November, the church has a service to give thanks to God for all those who have died and to remember them at this special time. Now, in our service, we have candles sometimes, and we actually light candles to remember those who have died from our own family or from friends or what have you. And we light them, and it looks lovely in the church with all this light from the candles. And light is very important, isn't it? Where do you think we get our main source of light from? Well, that's right, we get it from the sun, don't we? And there's lots of light in summer, but not as much in winter, is there? And the sun is a very important thing in our life because it brings that light. Now, in Genesis, in the Old Testament, that Christians believe that in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth, and we can read that in Genesis. He created the heavens and the earth, and he put the sun in the sky during the day and the moon at night. He created the stars and the galaxies. You see, light is very important to God as well. Why do you think we need light? Well, one of the explanations is that light enables us to see where it's dark. Light shines into dark places and illuminates them, makes them so you can see them much, much better. And walking in the dark when you can't see where you're going can get a little bit scary, can't it, sometimes, because you don't know what's around. But we're all right, because if we have a torch, we can see, can't we? Now, the Bible passage in John 8:12 is one of the things that explains. It says, where Jesus says, I am the light of the world. Why does the world, do you think, need another light if we already have the sun? Seems to be doing a very good job, doesn't it? Well, the Bible tells us that our world can be a very dark place. And sometimes people's hearts can be dark as well. Many of the bad and sad things that go on around us are caused by a type of, I suppose, darkness in people's hearts. But God turned on the biggest light when Jesus was born. Jesus came to bring light. He came to show us how to live in light and in goodness. His light is bright enough for everyone in the whole world. You know, if you get a torch and you point it, the beam just shows you exactly what's there, doesn't it, in the darkness? It shines out in the darkness, doesn't it? Have any of you experienced walking in a dark place with only the light of the torch to guide your steps? Depending on how big the torch is, it only sort of illuminates what's in front of you, doesn't it? It only shows up what's in front of you. Well, you see, like a torch, Jesus can light our way through life. He shows us what God is like and shows us the way to bring light to the lives of other people. A torch helps us to keep us from stumbling over things in the dark. Well, Jesus wants to help to keep us from stumbling over problems in life. He wants to be there to help when we feel lonely, hopeless, or depressed, or not feeling right. He's there as our friend, isn't he? Now then, I've got a picture here, and it was done by an artist called Holman Hunt. Can you see that? Holman Hunt drew this picture, painted this picture. This is just a print, but in St. Paul's Cathedral is a huge painting of the light of the world. And Holman Hunt wanted to let people know all about Jesus being the light of the world. And so he drew this from his imagination, what Jesus might look like. And he's replaced the crown of thorns with a crown, because of course Jesus is also talked about as a king. And he's knocking on the door with a light that shines all around him. And you know, on that door there's no door handle. And what Holman Hunt wanted to do was to try and get people to understand that Jesus is there wanting to come and help. But I'm sure you can find out more about Holman Hunt, especially you older ones. It's quite a fascinating story. So, let's think about Jesus' words for a moment. He who follows me will not walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. So that comes from the statement, I am the light of the world. The Bible also speaks about people being lights in the world. How can we be lights to those around us? Well, if you think about it, our Christian values helps us to be lights, doesn't it? Because we're doing the right thing. We're trying our best. We're having courage. We're being kind. We're being loving. All those things are like little lights that go on. So that's about Jesus and the light of the world. Now, in our church, well, you know, anybody who's been to Messy Church, we would normally be having a light party around this time. And on the 31st of October, we were planning on a mega Messy in the Civic Hall, but of course we can't have that now because of what's going on. So we thought that we would bring Messy to you. And we thought you might like to actually make some little pinch pots. And they're just little clay pots that you can put a tea light in. And we thought that might be a good idea because one of the things we were going to do was going to have a walk around Whitehaven with candles because, of course, we couldn't go into church at that point. So we thought that might be a nice idea. However, because we can't, we thought if you make these little pinch pots and put a little tea light, a battery tea light, because that's safer, in, on the 31st of October, we're going to send out some posters around town to say, would you join us in putting a light in the window to remember all those people who have gone before us, all those who have died, especially those from recently in this time. And we thought that might be quite nice to think of lots and lots of houses all around Whitehaven with a light in it. Wouldn't that be lovely? And of course we would know that that is a symbol of Jesus, the light of the world. So I wonder whether you'd want to help me with that. And I'm going to send some clay in and some battery tea lights, and I'm going to do another video where you can actually see how to make these little thumb pots. And I hope within your bubbles your teachers will help you to make those, and then you can take them home and on the 31st put them in the window. What do you think of that? There's lots of things we can do actually when you think about it. We could actually maybe your teacher might like you to write a poem about candles or a poem about light or all sorts of things. But we thought this way, doing a little pinch pot is something you could take home and put it in your window, as I said. So what do you think of that, boys and girls? Do you think that that would be a good idea? I'm going to do another video, as I said, to show you how to do it. So I'll come back with a video so the teachers can look at it and help you to make them. All right? So shall we finish with a prayer? Hands together, eyes closed so we're not distracted, and we'll say together. Thank you for the light that you have created. Thank you that you saw your beautiful world needed another kind of light. Thank you that you sent Jesus to be a light to the world. Thank you for all those who we've known and loved and who are now living with you in heaven. Thank you for all that they did for us. Please help us to be lights to those around us, to remember our Christian values, and to be those little lights of your love wherever we are. Amen? Amen. And don't forget, JESUS loves you. Okay, boys and girls, I'll be back with that video. Take care, speak soon, and if I don't see you before, have a lovely, safe half term. Bye for now. Bye, everybody. Bye.